How do you debug JavaScript async await code? Imagine trying to fix a puzzle where some pieces are hidden or move around unexpectedly. Debugging JavaScript code that uses async and await can feel the same way. The flow isn't always straightforward because the code pauses at await and then continues later. But don't worry, with the right tools and steps, you can track down issues easily. Async and await are syntax features that make handling promises easier. When you write await, the function pauses until that promise either resolves or rejects. It looks like synchronous code but runs asynchronously behind the scenes. This can make debugging tricky because the code doesn't run line by line in a simple way. Start by understanding how your browser's developer tools work with async functions. In Chrome or other modern browsers, stepping over an await will pause at the next line after the promise resolves. If you see the debugger jumping around or not stopping where you expect, make sure your tools are up to date. Using the latest version of Chrome or Firefox will give you the best experience. Set breakpoints in your async functions just like in normal functions. When the code hits a breakpoint, you can inspect variables, see the current line, and step through each part. Pay special attention to await points. When execution pauses there, check what the promise is doing and what data it's returning. This helps you see if the promise is resolving correctly or if there's an error. It's also smart to wrap your await calls inside try and catch blocks. If an error happens during an asynchronous operation, it will be caught here. This prevents unhandled promise rejections and makes errors easier to spot. When an error occurs, the catch block can log the error or show a message, helping you understand what went wrong. Modern developer tools like Chrome DevTools have features that help trace asynchronous calls. For example, the call stack panel has an async checkbox. Turning this on shows the full chain of async calls, making it easier to follow how your functions are connected. This is especially helpful when multiple await statements are involved. You can also insert debugger statements directly into your code. When the code reaches that line, execution pauses, letting you inspect variables and the current state. This works well even in complex async functions. Use console.log statements to track the flow of your code. Log before and after await calls to see how data changes and where the code might be hanging or failing. Pay close attention to the order of execution. Async code may not run in the order it appears because promises resolve at different times. Sometimes a promise resolves faster than expected, causing unexpected behavior. Using console logs or debugger steps can help you see the actual flow. For scenarios where multiple promises run at once, promise all is a handy tool. If one promise fails, wrap the promise all call in try and catch. This way, you can catch errors from any promise and identify which one caused the issue. In summary, debugging async and await code involves setting breakpoints, using try and catch blocks, and taking advantage of modern developer tools. Understanding how await pauses execution and how promises resolve is key. With patience and the right approach, you can find and fix issues in your asynchronous JavaScript code efficiently.